May I be excused, I have a military funeral I have to do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. Always when we need you. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to bring this Wednesday, September 5th, 2018 Board of Commissioners meeting to order, 10 a.m. in the Commissioners' Conference Room. Can I have a motion? Motion for the minutes from the last previous meeting. Can I have a second? Roll call?
Yes.
Yes. Before we get into proclamation presentations, I'd like to have Dave Isley just get up to say a few words. This was actually brought to our attention about, I don't know, probably about a year or 2 years ago, that we were going to have an opportunity to present pins to all the Vietnam-era servicemen and women from 1955 to 1975. And this has gone on numerous places throughout Lackawanna County. But on Sunday, September 23rd at 11 a.m. at the Lackawanna County Courthouse, this is going to be a very, very big presentation. And we're hoping that all of the servicemen and women have an opportunity to come out and receive their pins. It's going to be a small ceremony dedicated to who they are and thanking them for their service and what they did for their country. Also, for family members who may have lost their loved one who was in the service between 55 and 75 can also receive a pin. At this time, I'd like to ask Dave Isley, our Director of Veterans Affairs, say a few words about the event and just about how happy a lot of these servicemen and women are to receive their pins. It's
Yeah,
really,
they are.
really nice.
We did it back at Memorial Day this last year. We had General Christmas in and Colonel Ebert. They did a nice presentation in correlation with the Jimmy Reddington ceremony. Well, after that happened, our office, our Veterans Affairs office, got numerous calls because we are right now in this corridor up here. We're the only commemorative partner with the commemorative team. So right now we have about 1,000 people that RSVP'd to this event. From Pike County, Wayne County, Susquehanna County. Vietnam veterans are the veterans that never really got that welcome home like they.
And Lackawanna County.
Yeah.
But it's for everyone, so it's not just, for
Yeah,
any.
it is for everyone. If you can make it, we're gonna honor you and finally welcome you home the way it should have been. But it should be a great event.
So anybody in the viewing audience, if you know anybody between 1955 and 1975 that was in the service, serviceman or woman, please come on down to the courthouse, 11 o'clock sharp. There will be a small service, and approximately by 11:30 we should be.
And like you
in
said,
it.
if a family member, a lot of Vietnam guys died from presumptive conditions to exposure to Agent Orange and stuff like that. So if you know a family member, we will honor that family also by giving them a pin on behalf of their service member.
Dave, thanks for your service. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here today. This is a great undertaking. Okay, proclamation presentation. 18-0185 Good Certificate of Recognition presented to Dominic Argenta. Dominic, would you and Dad like to come up to the podium? And I'm sure this is there. Dominic, tell us about the situation. I know it's like working in the restaurant catering, business, and things like this happen. You're doing work. I'm up for mom, dad, whatever, going around the restaurant. All of a sudden, you see there's an issue going on, and adrenaline kicks in. And what happened?
So I was eating lunch after helping my parents out, and there was this big table that walked in. So I was just like relaxing, enjoying my day, and the lady started to choke on something. It was like a piece of bread, and everybody was just around her, and no one knew what was going on. And I was trained in my elementary school and high school on how to do CPR and the Heimlichen. So I didn't really just think, I just jumped right in. I said, someone call 911, I just started doing the Heimlichen. And by the time I was done, the paramedics were already there, and I already got like what she was choking on out of her mouth. So I just didn't really feel like a hero. I just did like what I had to do, and that was it.
You are a hero, because a lot of times people get so nervous,
Yeah.
they might be able to, they actually might or be certified in the Heimlich or CPR, and they just get so nervous they might not do something. It's just fear.
Yeah.
But you're a hero for jumping up, and people die from choking every single day. And Dad, what's your thoughts? I think this is great. You know what I mean? You have someone.
Just proud of him as a father that he kept his cool and did his thing.
That's wonderful. Commissioner Cummings?
Well, I'm very proud of you, and you know, it is, I've done the Heimlich on numerous patients throughout my life, and, you know, when it does happen, a lot of people do freeze, so
Yeah.
I've seen that as well, where, you know, some nurses, they already knew how to do the Heimlich, but they just didn't know at the moment because they got fearful. So other people had to jump in, and that's what you did, so congratulations, and I'm sure that it was a woman that you saved?
Yes.
I'm sure she's very pleased that you were there. And Dad, you should be really proud. You know, I know we all are, and so happy that you were able to be there, and you were in the right place at the right time, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and you are a local hero.
Thank you.
Commissioner Terry?
Good job, Donald. Is your football playing and working out pretty well for you this year?
Yeah, it's all right.
It is, yeah.
Yep.
What year are you in?
I'm gonna be a junior right now. I'm a junior right now. Yeah.
Good work and all the practice, and good luck with your future with that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, the Cavaliers they're 2-0 now, right?
Yes. About to be
2-0.
3 now.
About to be 3-0. All right, there you go. It's just great. You know, this Board of Commissioners, we like to bring in people and acknowledge when they do great things in Lackawanna County. And like we have 911 operators that have talked people through giving birth, CPR with their phone, like all different stuff. And we try to bring people in just to recognize them and remind the rest of our citizens that there's so many good people out there doing good things every day. And especially a fine young man like yourself going to prep. And I know that the school, my son goes there, you know what I mean, there's a lot of homework, there's a lot to it. And you're also in athletics, and you have the business with your parents, family, and it's just a lot. But congratulations, and we're very, very proud of what you did.
Thank you.
And that lady really, like I'm telling you, I mean, there's so many people that I'm not going to name this person, but I know of a person last year that literally choked to death in front of her relatives, and they couldn't do a thing for her. So that was as real as it gets. And all of us think that everybody thinks that they can control what's going to kind of happen to them. In that situation, when you're not able to breathe, you're not controlling anything. And I just want to thank you and the Board of Commissioners for taking control and doing what you had to do to make sure that lady walked out of that restaurant with her family. Because if she didn't, it would have been a bad day for that family. So congratulations for what you did.
Thank you.
For what you did. So we have a certificate of recognition. The County of Lackawanna Board of Commissioners does hereby recognize Dominic Argenta in honor of achieving a designation of an organization providing good works, not good works. You did a great job in the Heimlich maneuver in Lackawanna County, given the 5th day of September 2018 by Patrick M. O'Malley, Jerry Notariani, and Lorraine A. Cummings. Would you like to come forward to receive your certificate? Come on, Dad. Is there anybody else in the audience? Good job.
Running back in the corner.
Running back corner, our son.
Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
Left guard.
No. You should be over by your son now.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Got it
go.
now. Perfect, here we go.
How you doing, good brother? Good.
Perfect.
One more
Gary
for
needs to get a
Virgil.
picture.
Oh, Gary's gonna get it on that one too, that's a prep thing.
One more, 1, 2.
Are you gonna,
Gary, send me that.
plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our son ended up
No,
in
you have to get
Gettysburg
into
College.
Oh, nice.
Kids from all plastic.
I know him. He goes to.
You said it.
They're all on the road graduate.
You step up to the plate, you don't.
Tell you what, it kept me straight. Focus. It's a great thing, keep it up.
Thank you.
Let me go with the other thing that I was working on.
I'm just paying. It was just the thing. Oh, baby. And if people don't know that, that's nuts. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See ya. Congratulations. Appreciate that. Okay, no problem.
Thank you, Dominic. Have a good day at school. Bye-bye.
Oh, you didn't get the day off?
No. No,
I
they
think the kid would have gotten the day off.
18-0186, Small Business Spotlight. Gypsy Jane's Vintage, Dunmore.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
How are you?
Erin,
I am.
tell us a little bit about your business.
So currently I have a small business called Gypsy Jane Vintage. It's primarily apparel, men's and women, and I acquire vintage clothing. I curate my own collection and then I resell it. Primarily now it's all online, but I do have a small space at On and On, which is vintage handmade co-op in Scranton on Capouse Avenue.
Right next to National Bakery, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's a building I think that we actually, George, that's one of our, we did, what do we do? They actually bought the building across the street. That's a land bank property they own, and then the building itself was a business improvement. Yeah. Great. I'm thrilled that you're there.
Yeah, it's I mean,
Big building.
It's a huge building, and they did an incredible job renovating it. And I mean, their vendor space is just growing, so they're doing a
They're
lot.
I'm not sure if they're living across the street yet, but I'm sure they're going to be very soon.
Yeah, eventually, that's the plan, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm
I'm
sorry.
reading your story here. So, how long have you been doing this? 2013? Is that when you started?
Right. The concept kind of started to happen in 2013. Rolled out with I would do pop-ups locally, and then as my following grew, I kind of started to have some social media presence, and then actually when On and On moved from Lackawanna Avenue to their Capouse location, that's when I have some space there. So since then, we've done a lot of different events. We do fashion shows. We actually have a vintage flea market coming up this Saturday. That's a pretty big event to celebrate their third anniversary. So it's been exciting, and it's really, I've tried to involve the community as much as possible with using local photographers and DJs and models to, allow them to follow the same path I did, to kind of follow your passion and try to do it as much as you can, even though it's not always easy.
That's for sure. Well, what time is the event Saturday?
The event starts at noon, but it's going to go throughout the day. They're going to have classic cars. A lot of the vendors will be outside selling there's handmade, there's vintage, antiques. They're going to have a barbecue, music. So it'll be an all-day
This is
event.
on Capouse Avenue?
Yep.
Where's the National Bakery parking lot or part of the?
Actually, On and On has their own parking lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's some room in the back, so they'll be set up there. I'm pretty sure the way they have it planned out, you won't be able to miss it if you drive down the street.
Starts at 12?
12 o'clock. And I don't know what a pop-up, did you say pop-up?
Yeah, a pop-up, it's actually become much more popular now, but it's basically when a business uses a different location to display their goods, so essentially just to pop up in a new location.
Really?
And that's something that's much more popular now than it was locally anyway, than it was when I first started doing it.
That's interesting, because now do you save on rental space, or how does that work?
Well, since my business is primarily online, having the opportunity that On and On provides to kind of have your business in a brick and mortar without having all of the overhead and risk involved,
That's
and
really
you pay rent. But the pop-up, a lot of times businesses will do it like First Fridays, or just a local business that is having an event or wants to create a shared economy and wants other people to have a space to display their goods. So it's it's a cool experience because it kind of ties multiple businesses together.
They're vendor spaces, like something very similar to what we had at the Globe Store. You could bring in your
It's
crafts and
right.
different
It's
things.
exactly like that, and On does it more just on a long term, kind of a more permanent idea.
Well, it's interesting how the online businesses are sustaining themselves through a place like On. It's just one more area that, somebody thought of a way to help a business like yourself so that you didn't have to have a brick and mortar. And I know that's been a concept for a while, but I didn't realize that they were doing these buildings here in Scranton, so that's interesting to me. Thank you.
Yeah,
for that
I mean, if you
information.
have the opportunity or anyone else, I would definitely recommend checking it out because I think you would be very surprised to what you walk into from looking at the outside, the amount of work that they put in, and the amount of vendors that they have, and they're constantly growing. So it's a great concept, and I feel like the community really is enjoying it as well.
So do you have a dedicated space, or does it change, or how does that work?
I have a dedicated space.
Okay.
And like I said, I pay a monthly rent, and then a percentage of my sales goes to On because they
Okay.
provide all of the overhead as far as,
Right.
credit card transactions and, obviously everything that goes along with having a business, the electricity, the whole thing. So,
Insurance, everything.
yeah, it's actually a very small price. I feel like a very small fee considering what you get out of it.
Well, it's interesting, the percentage of sales, because then you're really not looking at a set price, so you're looking at percentages, and the better you do, the better they do, so.
Right, yeah, it's definitely, like I said earlier, as part of that shared economy, so they're really pushing that forward. It's a great place for a business that already has a lot of, maybe a lot of followers already, or someone who's new and just trying to get into a place where you're going to have a lot of foot traffic and have some more visibility than maybe you would
To get
locally.
your name out. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Thank you for that information.
You're welcome.
So congratulations, and
Thank you very
it's
much.
Now, is this your full-time work now, or?
I would like to consider it my full-time work, although it's, I still do a few other things to, sustain my lifestyle.
Most
but
business owners do.
yeah, but it's definitely growing, and I'm very happy about that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
It's always
you.
interesting to see the different types of businesses that come in, and yours is definitely unique as well, as all are, then seem to be. So thank you for sharing it with us. Very proud to have you here, and it's very interesting to hear your story, so thank you so much, and I wish you continued success. And I'm sure even when you are extremely successful in this business, you're still going to be doing other things, as most like I said, I mean, you have three of us sitting up here, and we do multiple different jobs.
Right.
And why, I don't know. God puts it in our heart, But it's just that when we hear a story like yours, and people in the public hear it, you may be the inspiration for some young girl in the future, or some woman that's out there saying, I can do that as well. So it's always good to hear about businesses like yours that started off on your own, with your own thoughts and your own ideas. And yes, it can be done, and you're living proof of it. So congratulations, and
Well,
thank you for
very
coming in.
much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Commissioner Terriani?
I've been to a couple of your fashion shows at
Oh.
On, and your promotional skills are wonderful.
Thank
You do a
you.
great job. Your space is catty corner from my wife's,
Oh, right.
so I'm very familiar with it. And as far as the amount of vendors they have now, they're down to 4 empty spaces after
Yeah,
they
it's-
open the second floor.
amazing.
They're really just about full. And it is busy, and they are doing really well, and I'm sure you'll continue to do well there. And your clothing is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Mostly women, but every now and then there's a man
A
standing there.
handful.
Yeah,
There's a
there's a
handful.
handful.
You guys got to get on the ball there.
Pardon?
You guys got to get on the ball there, Jerry.
Great job, though.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So, Aaron, your job at Verizon sure was a very good job, 2013. You're the mother of a 20-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 3-year-old, and you live in your passion,
Yes.
basically. I read your story in the Sunday paper, and I thought it was very inspiring, because there's a lot, there's a lot going into what you have to do. And it seems like you're growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and better. And that concept, actually, of the space, because, we have a lot of big warehouses in our community. And, in the past, like, a lot of them might be sitting there derelict and never being utilized. But, your landlords, they're very innovative, and they really think outside the box. Even just their soon-to-be home across the street's going to be a coffee shop across from National Bakery. Like, I really mean it. Like, that's a great spot for your business, and it's a great opportunity. And like I said, your story I thought was really, really great, and congratulations. And like I said, just being a mom, and you have kids to a 10-year-old and 3-year-old, and you're trying to keep your business going, plus other things you do on the side. It's a full plate.
It is, but and I feel very fortunate that, I'm in a position where I'm still able to pursue this, and it's something I'm going to continue
It's your
to
passion.
pursue. Yeah.
It's not hard work when it's your passion. I can see in your eyes
True.
it's your passion. But congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And we're here if there's anything you need from the county. So,
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner has a certificate for you.
Today's certificate of recognition, the County of Lackawanna Board of Commissioners does hereby recognize Gypsy Jane Vintage in honor of achieving the designation of a small business spotlight in Lackawanna County, given this 5th day of September 2018 by Commissioner Patrick O'Malley, Commissioner Jerry Natariani, and myself, Commissioner Lorraine Cummings. Come on up to receive your...
Aaron, 1 second before you go up.
Yes.
Phone number, website. If somebody wants to see some of your stuff, what do they got to do? Besides stopping out on Capous Avenue.
The best way is through social media.
Okay.
Gypsy Jane Vintage, all one word, on
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram. That's primary place to find me, and then it'll take you exactly where you need to be.
Okay.
Okay?
Great, Aaron. Good job.
Either way, sure. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Here? Okay.
Being directed, I guess. There we go. That's really interesting. This is yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
It
was very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank
Good job.
you.
See you Saturday.
I'll see you Saturday.
Aaron, here. Just give us a call.
All right. Thank you very much. Pardon me.
To the viewing audience, you could live your dreams, and Aaron, congratulations. So we're looking for, it's great to have extra entrepreneurs out there.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items only. Oh, okay. Resolutions 18-0183.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is a resolution, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the following payables. Lackawanna County General Fund numbers 268556 through 269068 inclusive, totaling $3,295,046.11, and electronic fund transfers, including all payroll accounts, totaling $10,163,438.52.
Controller DeBilio, everything,
Commissioners, everything is in order and has been audited and paid, besides one check that we're holding up for a vote today on for Donatoni and Crichton Attorneys at Law.
okay. Okay. Does the board have any other questions for the controller? Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve and current payables. Do I have a second? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes. 18-0178.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a contract amendment on behalf of the Department of Human Services Area Agency on Aging with Information Age Technologies Incorporated and the Wright Center as attached here too. And here to speak to the board on it is Jason Pavulich, our Director of Area Agency on Aging.
Morning, Jason.
Good morning. We have two contract amendments to go over. We have one from the Wright Center, where there was a typographical error in our original contract with the Wright Center, and we need to adjust the rate accordingly. It's being changed from $175 per competency evaluation to $500, which is the correct amount, and it is the same amount that we contract with other providers to do the competency evaluations for. The second amendment is for an expanded package for financial accounting that we're going to use for our billing with our providers. It's from co-pilots. We already contract with them to manage our senior centers. Well, not to manage our senior centers, but use their software to manage our senior centers. This software will enhance our billing capability, make it easier on both staff and providers, and make for more efficient accounting.
Great. Does the board have any questions for Mr. Kovulich? Okay. I'd like to make a motion entering into an agent contract amendments. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
18-0179.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby enter into a grant and aid agreement for the improvement of adult probation services with the Pennsylvania Board of Probation and Parole for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2019. Here to address the board on the matter is Bill McCarthy, our Chief Probation Officer. Bill?
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good morning, County Commissioners. Thank you for letting me present the grant today. It's the annual presentations for our grant and aid with the Pennsylvania Board of Probation and Parole, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Last year's award was approximately $187,572. This year's award, we're hoping will be about the same, and this time is for the commissioners and our competent controller to sign off on the agreement that we do every year. Lackawanna County, as you commissioners know, have been in this agreement with the state since 1969 and received hundreds of thousands of dollars at no cost to the county. So I thank you for your support on this matter. And the money is used exclusively for the adult probation and parole officers' salaries.
Okay. Does the board have any questions for Mr. McCarthy? I'd like to make a motion entering into an adult probation grant and aid agreement. Do I have a second? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thanks, Bill.
Can I just say every time I leave here every year, I'm remiss, and I want to say two programs that ran this summer with the support of the county commissioners that want to run, and the two of them that I think are outstanding for our community, for Lackawanna County. The first one is the Second Chance Festival that's run under the Reentry program, and it's it's a festival that we held on August 19th at Naog Park at the Schimmelfinning Pavilion and at the Naog Pavilion, or at the Naog Swim Center, and we were able to raise over $9,000 for county inmates coming out that have no funds or anything available for funding. It came under the Second Chance Festival Act, or Second Chance that was approved by our Lackawanna County Prison Board earlier in the year, and this was our second year. Last year we raised over $8,300, and this year we raised so far to date over $9,000. So I want to thank the county commissioners for their help and support of this great program. Also, I want to also thank Mayor Cartwright and his administration and the Parks and Service for allowing us to use their services up there, the pavilion, and also they allowed any participants to go to the swim center for free that day, which was a great help to us. So I want to say that. The second thing is, in my other, in a job I like to do, is I am a PIAA basketball referee, and I've been participating the last 4 or 5 years as a referee for our county 3-on-3 program. And it's another great program of fundraisers, and that money that's raised there by the county under Bill Davis and the Parks and Recreational Services, that money is used for Coach for Cancer, for our cancer patients in Lackawanna County. So I also want to say Rick Notori, who runs the program, does a great job, and this year, as usual, ran great. I was a part of it, as I have, and it was a lot of fun. And these two programs are really an outstanding service to our Lackawanna County residents, something that I'm really proud of to be part of. And again, I thanked you already, but I want to thank you again for your support.
Bill, I had an opportunity to make both events. You're right, Rick Notary does a fabulous job. He has a lot of help from our community relations, but 3-on-3, thousands of people downtown Scranton. It was a great weekend. A lot of competitive basketball, some rough, tough basketball going on. And your event up Naog, got there late, but I made it up to it. But a great event, and I saw a lot of familiar faces that used to be coming through the revolving door at the prison, but they aren't any longer. And they were up there and they were helping out. They were cooking on the grill, and they were just being part of the community. So congratulations. It was a great day up in Naog Park. Thank you. Okay. 18-0180.
Thank you, Commissioner. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve the Juvenile Court Judges Commission grant for fiscal year 2018-19 for the Department of Juvenile Probation in the amount of $247,306. And here to address the Board is Cindy Cummings from the Probation Office. Cindy?
Good morning, Commissioners. Effective July 2013, Lackawanna County Juvenile Probation Department has participated in this Juvenile Court Judges Commission grant. This is a statewide approach to develop a unified level of services for youthful offenders. It builds stronger relationships with families, schools, and community-based providers. These strategies have been utilized for the past several years, and we will continue to improve the services at no additional expenses to our department or the county. Thank you.
Cindy, thank you for coming in. Does the board have any questions for Cindy? Okay. I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the juvenile probation grant. Do I have a second? Roll call.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Cindy. Have a good day.
Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
18-0181.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is a resolution approving community development block grant modifications. Be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Lackawanna County does hereby approve and ratify the submissions of modifications and revisions of the following community block development grants to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. 1. Lackawanna County, on behalf of Archibald Borough, Federal Fiscal Year 2013 Community Development Block Grant Program. The revision will transfer the remaining funds from water sewer improvement line item for the Borough of Archibald Joyce Street Stormwater Improvement Project, $14,383.50. The funds will be transferred to the Public Facilities line item for the Archibald Borough 8 Americans with Disability Elevator Reconstruction Project. Item 2, Lackawanna County, on behalf of the Borough of Dunmore for Federal Fiscal Year 2013 Community Development Block Grant Program. The revision will transfer the remaining funds from the Water Sewer Improvement line item for the Borough of Dunmore Laurel Street Storm Sewer Improvement Project in the amount of $17,264.37. The funds will be transferred to the Public Facilities line item for the Borough of Dunmore McHale Park Handicap Ramp Project. Item 3, Lackawanna County, on behalf of the Borough of Dunmore, Federal Fiscal Year 2013 Community Development Block Grant Program, will transfer funds from the Clearance and Demo line item for the Borough of Dunmore Clearance and Demo in the amount of $30,000. The funds will be transferred to the Public Facilities line item for the Borough of Dunmore McHale Park Handicap Ramp Project. Item number 4, Lackawanna County, on behalf of Old Forge Borough for Federal Fiscal Year 2013 Community Development Block Grant Program, will transfer the funds from the Water Sewer Improvement line in the Borough of Old Forge Sampson Street Storm Sewer Improvement Project in the amount of $2,894.75. Funds will be transferred to the Street Improvements line item for the Old Forge Borough East Kohler Avenue Improvement Project. Number 5, line item on behalf of Mayfield Borough, Federal Fiscal Year 2013 Community Development Block Grant Program. The revision will transfer $78,862.52 in the Water Sewer Improvements line for the Music, Salina, Edgebrook, and Woodlawn Stormwater Improvement Project, and Facilities line for the Mayfield Borough ADA Ramp Reconstruction Project. Item 6, Lackawanna County, on behalf of Mayfield Borough, Fiscal Year 2013 Community Development Block Grant Program, the revision will transfer $3,812 from the Water Sewer line item for the Mayfield Maple Street Storm Sewer Improvement Project to the Public Facilities line item for the Mayfield Borough Americans with Disability Ramp Reconstruction Project. And item number 7, Lackawanna County, on behalf of Mayfield Borough, Federal Fiscal Year 2013 Community Development Block Grant Program. The division will transfer $7,848.46 in the Sidewalks line item from the Moscow Americans with Disability Curb Cuts Project to the Facilities Project line item for the Mayfield Borough Americans with Disability Ramp Reconstruction Project. And here to speak to the board on this is George Kelly, our Director of Planning and Economic Development.
Good morning, George.
Morning, Commissioners. Today in front of you are revision and modifications for our Community Development Block Grant Program. It's federal funds that run through the state of Pennsylvania when it comes to the county. We administer it on behalf of the municipalities of Lackawanna County. That's 38 municipalities, with the exception of Scranton and Carbondale. They do their own administration of their programs directly from the federal government. These are 2013 funds, and with community development, if you don't use it within 5 years, you lose the money. So most of these, there's leftover money on a project, and they're actually transferring them over to projects. The municipalities usually pick what they do because they're direct entitlement communities where they choose the projects. And then we also have some non-entitlement, such as the Mayfield projects, where they're ready to go, they're ready to break ground and do the project so we can use this money before it's lost. And the money that's being transferred from the other communities will be available out of future funds as long as their projects meet a national objective of HUD.
Nice. Does the board have any questions?
How much money is left in this?
Excuse me, Commissioner?
How much money is left in it?
I'd have to pull the budget, but we have funds remaining from 13 through 17 at this time. And
They just haven't been utilized yet. They're just,
Well, we had stormwater projects where it came in under budget, so therefore we have a couple $1,000s here or there that we transfer over to a project that's ready, and that's what you see happening. But I can get you the balances over all the years. But on average, we do a little over $1 million a year of entitlement and non-entitlement funds, and we usually do a balancing act of getting projects queued, getting them qualified, doing all the requirements that HUD requires us to do before we spend the money. So we're usually doing, and you notice I come in probably about every 3 months with the modifications or revisions as we adjust the projects to make sure that we use every dollar that's allocated for this project.
does the board have any other questions for George? Okay, I'd like to make a motion approving a community development block grant modification. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Thank you,
Thanks,
Commissioners.
George. 18-0182.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is a resolution approving Alerta in Covington Township, whereas the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania enacted Act 76 in 1977, known as the Local Economic Revitalization Tax Assistance Act, or better known as Alerta, authorizing local taxing authorities to grant and provide a tax exemption for certain improvements constructed and defined as deteriorated properties. And whereas the Board of Supervisors of Covington Township on July 31st, 2018 determined that approximately 60.52 acres of property at 100 First Avenue in Gouldsboro, Covington Township, Pennsylvania, is a deteriorated property as defined under LERTA, and that any additional improvements to the located within therein are entitled to a 10-year tax exemption for municipal real estate taxes under the LERTA. And whereas the Board of Education for the North Pocono School District, by virtue of Resolution Number 2 of 2018, likewise granted a 10-year exemption from the school district taxes for additional improvements located on the aforesaid property. And whereas the Commissioners of Lackawanna County likewise desires to exempt said property from LERTA for 10 years of property taxes and otherwise would be due and owing to the County of Lackawanna as a result of the increase in assessment attributable to the cost of additional future improvements constructed on the property. Now therefore be it resolved that for 10 years, beginning January 1st of the year following the year in which Covington Township issues an occupancy permit for the additional improvements constructed on the above referenced property, or January 1st of the year following when the additional improvements are first assessed by the Lackawanna County Tax Assessor's Office, whichever is sooner, the additional improvements shall be exempt from real property taxes likewise owed to Lackawanna County as a result of the increased assessment attributable to the cost of constructing such improvements upon the property identified above. Now here to speak to us is Attorney Richard Fanucci.
Good morning, Attorney Fanucci. How are you?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm pleased to be here this morning. As the Commissioners are aware, I represent the Exeter Property Group. The Exeter Property Group is a world-renowned developer who acquires assets and develops and improves properties for the purposes of leasing. They've acquired this property at 100 First Avenue in Covington Township in March of this year for a price of $20.5 million. This is the former Maytag building. It's an existing 390 square foot property. It is the intent, and that property had been on KOZ many years ago, and that KOZ has now expired, and that building and property is now on the tax rolls. It is the intention of my client to add an addition, an anticipated 160,000 square foot addition onto the existing 390 square feet. And it is for that additional improvement that my client is seeking the Commissioner's approval for a LRTA exemption. As Attorney Frederickson has noted, the Covington Township Board of Supervisors had approved their own LRTA designation on July 31st of this year, and subsequently the North Pocono Board of Education also by resolution approved an exemption for this property for additional improvement on August 9th. It's my understanding my client had previously appeared informally before the Commissioners back in May of this year, and it is now that we seek your approval.
Great. Does the board have any questions for Attorney Finucci? I'd just like to say I'm happy the Maytag building isn't sitting vacant and they're adding on to it. So there's going to be some great opportunities on the horizon there. I'd like to make a motion approving the LRTA in Covington Township. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Finucci, for coming.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. 18-0184.
Thank you, Commissioner. Resolution approving a KOZ in Scott Township. A resolution extending the term of real property, earned income tax, net profits, mercantile, and business privilege taxes within a specific geographic area in the Township of Scott, Lackawanna County, designated as a Keystone Opportunity Expansion Zone or Keystone Opportunity Improvement Zone in order to foster economic opportunities, stimulate industrial and commercial improvements, and prevent physical and infrastructure deterioration within areas of the Township of Scott, Lackawanna County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, upon certain terms and conditions. And here to address the board on that is Amy Lester from the Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, Amy. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm Amy Leister. I'm with the Greater Scranton Chamber of Commerce, and I'm pleased to be here with my colleague, Andy Scripp, and Process Technology officials, Shauna Gemento and Jason Lee. We're here before you this morning to ask for your approval on a KOZ extension at Scott Technology Park. Scott Park is located in Scott Township and was developed by Slipco, which is the Chamber's Industrial Development Corporation. It's currently still owned by Slipco and maintained by Slipco. The park consists of 2 phases, which currently totals 18 building lots and 164 acres available for development. 62.19 acres is currently zoned KOZ, which is set to expire in 2024. The park currently has 6 buildings, which employs over 807 people. Process Technologies is considering Scott Park for a 2-phase expansion in addition to what they currently have in the park. They are interested in lots 3 and 10, which is 36.57 acres, and 23.56 of those acres are currently zoned KOZ. Their plan is to construct 2 buildings totaling 407,000 square feet, and I'll let Process come up in a minute to give you details on the project in depth. The request today is to approve a 10-year KOZ designation, which will begin January 1, 2019 and expire on 12/31/2028. We have presented our request to Scott Township and Lakeland School Boards, which we received unanimous approvals for the 10-year designation. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to thank you for your consideration of our request. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to ask Shauna to come up and give an overview.
Sure.
Okay. Bush.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm the
Shauna,
controller.
how are you?
Good. How about you? I'm the controller for Process Technologies, and I'm joined here today by our CFO, Jason Lee. Jason is also a representative of our majority owner, Comar Korea. Comar Korea is one of the largest cosmetic manufacturing companies in the world, and PTP, as we call Process Technologies, is one of their first acquisitions in North America. We are here today to request that you approve the new 10-year KOZ opportunity on lots 3 and 10 in the Scott Technology Park. We currently have operations in Scott Township, and we are looking to expand adjacent to our current facility into 2 phases. Phase 1 consists of a 201,000 square foot building, and we are looking at hiring an additional 300 employees. We currently employ 305 employees directly and 325 through temp staffing. Most of our workforce are residents of Lackawanna County, and we estimate that our total project cost for Phase 1 alone would be between $20 and $25 million. Phase 2, we expect to begin in 2022 or earlier, and it will add an additional 206,000 square feet. We hope to close on the purchase of 36 acres from Slivco within a few months, and your favorable consideration in granting the KOZ extension would be most appreciated. Do you have any questions about PTP?
The other government's already signed off, so now it's us. We're last, so.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Does the board have any questions? Okay, I'd just like to say that, we're talking about 300 new employees, a lot of construction worker jobs there, so I think this is going to be very, very good for Scott Township. It's a good opportunity, and I know they've been working really hard to get this area developed, so I think this is going to be great. I'd like to also thank Andy and the Chamber for doing a great job. There's a lot of hard work that's involved in bringing in, it's basically, you're charming people to come into our community, to tell them to come in and have their business here.
Yes.
There's a lot of work involved in, trying to make it work for that business to come in and invest this type of money. And like I said, and their investment is an investment in our employees in Lackawanna County. So I
Correct.
see it as
And our majority owner, Komar Korea, they're from Seoul, Korea, so they came over and they bought our company, and they see a lot of potential in our business, in our area as well. So.
We're very happy to have you. And if you have any other business people that like to come over, we would love to. We have lots of property, and I'm sure that Andy and the Chamber could show you a lot of it. And we also have property too, the county. So we'd love for you to come. But thank you for investing in Lackawanna County, and 300 employees in those construction jobs will go a long way for the 214,000 citizens. So thank you very much. Does the board have any other questions? Okay.
It's just a testament to how lower taxes is what draws people into our area, so just thought I'd make that statement.
Sure. I'd like to make a motion approving the KOZ in Scott Township. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, thank you. And we're here at your discretion. I'm not sure if you met Mr. George Kelly from our Economic Development Department. Please,
That'd be great.
So,
Meeting with the commissioners would be great.
Yeah.
He's just a department head.
We also would like to tour your facility once it's up, and we'll be there for anything that you need us for.
Thank
Okay?
you, the Chamber, for your
The
work.
Chamber, yeah. And Andy, thank you. Great job. Okay. Opportunity for the public to address the board. Wow. Okay. Commissioners, other business. Commissioner Cummings.
I hope everybody had a great weekend, and the last resolution we had was just a testament to how lowering taxes attracts not only businesses. Too bad we couldn't do that for our homeowners, and maybe we'd attract more people to move into the homes that are thousands that are now on our tax books. But anyway, thank you so much, and have a great week.
Commissioner Terriani?
Nope, thank you.
I would just like to wish all of our students good luck, and our college students are all gone back to school. Also to all of our student athletes, I'd just like to wish our athletes a very safe and injury-free fall season, and few upcoming events. September 7th through the 11th, we're going to be bringing in a national memorial, and this is for all the soldiers, servicemen and women that have lost their lives since September 11th, 2001, and this is going to be at McDade Park, and it's going to open on Thursday the 7th, and it's going to be a great opportunity for people to come out and see these memorials with pictures of all the servicemen and servicewomen that lost their lives. And then there's going to be a big service, memorial service, on Saturday, 2 p.m. at the 9/11 Memorial in McDade Park. All invited. And I think this will be a great opportunity. And at the end of the service, they're going to start to name all the servicemen and women who have passed away since the war in 2001 forward. Also on Saturday, September 8th, Lackawanna County Commissioners cross-country invitational race at McDade Park. It's going to start around, you want to get there around 8:30. I think races start around 8:45. We're going to have freshman girls, freshman boys, varsity B-boys, varsity boys, varsity girls, about 30-some schools, very competitive. Some of our best cross-country runners are going to be at McDade Park. Please come on out and cheer on the runners. It's going to be a great day. And on September 14th, this is something that's very near and dear to my heart, we're going to be having a senior health fair at PNC Field, 10 to 1 p.m. Please come on out. There's going to be free flu shots. There's going to be food. There's going to be lots of vendors, lots of things to do. You'll have an opportunity to see the home of their champion rail riders, where champions are made. And on September 15th, please, I'm sure all of us know someone who has dealt with breast cancer, and we would love to have everybody come downtown for the Race for the Cure, cheer on the runners. There's going to be thousands and thousands of runners that are in downtown Scranton. It's a great sight to see them coming over Washington Avenue at the end of the race, and it's just good for the community in general. Also on September 22nd, Lackawanna County is going to be having the Fishing Derby at Merle Sanowski Park, and that's 11 to 1 p.m., and if anybody would like for information, it's 963-6764. That's the McDade Park information on the actual Fishing Derby. And also that day, we're going to have Heroes Day, and that's going to be taking place at PNC Field, and that's going to be 11 to 2 p.m. Come on out, meet the firemen, policemen, our SWAT teams, our EMTs, all the people that make our lives safe every single day. Please come out and enjoy what they do, and you're going to see a lot of different things. And this is at PNC Field because we're doing some work on a helicopter pad at the emergency services, so it's lots of space. And last but not least, this past weekend was a great weekend. A lot of great things were going on in downtown Scranton. We had Rail Fest. Thousands of people came out to Rail Fest over at the Steamtown, and we had Fights for Vets on Friday night. I'd like to just congratulate Doug Long, Gene Reed of the Irish Boxing Club, all the fighters who came out, fought their hearts out. Andy Chompko, who is the person who made this happen, Fight for Vets, and this is for service dogs for our veterans that deserve so much. I'd like to congratulate Andy Chompko on a job well done, and we'll be there for him next year when they have to raise money again. And last but not least, what a stupendous weekend at the historical Lackawanna County Courthouse. Over 100-some thousand people for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday at La Festa. Great food, great entertainment, great music, family, friends, people come in, enjoying family reunions. What a great weekend. We didn't have any rain until Monday late. Just congratulations to La Festa, the committee, also to Unico Scranton for putting on the best porchetta sandwiches you possibly can, and they had them all weekend long, and it was just a great family weekend. There was something for everyone to do all weekend long, and congratulations again to the committee. And I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Can I have a second? Second. Roll call. I can't second it. Roll call. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your week.